Welcome to the 2025 Roadrunner Invitational. This is a track meet held every April. Now, we had some great performances all the way from the 1600 meter all the way down to the 50 meter. Also, some field events, long jump, high jump, and javelin. Also a sprint medley relay at the end. Beautiful day to come out here in Provo, Utah, and to have a great time with friends, family, and teammates. So excellent results overall. We did some form analysis as well, some AI form analysis. We'll either put that at the end of this video or on another video. We're going to go ahead and start with our first event. This is going to be our 1600 meter event, and you'll see teams from Wolfpack, Race Cats, Cool Runnings, Rich, many others throughout Utah County, even a couple athletes, families from Idaho as well. We're going to annotate this race just with their names and numbers. It's using AI identification, and then within that box we have the option of analyzing the 30 plus points for their running form as they're going. We'll do some dedicated running form analysis as well, but in this case it's just to highlight the runners. This is the first heat of the 1600. This is the fast heat, and we have Ian Storey with the fastest time coming into this with a 4:59 that he did in a time trial. Here Trevor Dance goes out at a 68-second with Ian Storey following closely behind in a 70. This first lap is blazing fast. We've got a lot of runners here, guys and girls that are just, this is the elite heat here, 6 flat and under. Now they're going to go through their 800 in 2:27, 2:28, and you can see Charlie and Weston, Colt, all right there, right around 2:34 and under. Susan Hedengren coming through at 2:37 with Oaklie and Mae right on her heels. And here comes Sydney and Clara as well, along with Ruby having a race of her month here, just having a great race. A lot of these other athletes, just fantastic performances today. You can see this is a championship style racing, trying to go for the win, but also going for times. But this is one of the first beats of the season where they haven't had pacers. So they're really doing it on their own out here, trying to pace themselves, get the right lap splits, and make sure they don't go out too fast, too slow. This one was a little bit hot going out, 68, 70. I mean, that is low 452. Here we have a 348, 351, 352. So they're just a little bit above 5-minute mile pace. Right there, 345 would be the 5-minute mile pace. So they're going to have to really speed it up to get under that 5-minute mile. So here they come. This is the third lap, I believe, is the hardest lap. Fourth lap is just really start going to the arms a little bit more, try to keep that good form. Especially in that last 150 meters, that hammer nail, really put force into the ground, keep the knees high, and drive to the finish. So here they come. We're going to see Ian come around the corner in just a second, followed by Trevor Dance right on his heels. We'll see if they can get under 5 flat for this. We'll bring out the finish tape. Now this finish tape, it's one signed by Connor Mount, so we have kind of a cool finish line here. And Ian Storey with a 4:58 right at the end. And here comes Charlie King, followed by Trevor Dance, 5:07, 5:09, Susan 5:11, first girl in, followed by Mae and Oaklie, our second and third place girls as well. And here you can see Joshua. You got to go back and look at what he was at on his end of the third lap. He had a monster close right there. Just a big last lap for Joshua. Now you can see the other runners coming in. Clark with a huge PR as well. Ruby with a massive PR, 5:39, I believe. It's a little hard to see with the camera there, but massive PR for her. And then we had Brady with a big PR as well. Here comes Emma Favero, great race for her. Chloe a little bit sick this last week, but she is just getting after it, even not 100%. I just really admire that about some of these athletes when they go out. And also Oaklie there, you can see her looking at her time. She was a 5:14. Here's a summary of the boys' top 10. And you can see Ian with a 4:58, Charlie with 5:07. And so just some great performances. Cope and Weston also with big PRs. Joshua, great PR as well. All these guys are just making some great strides. Now here comes our Ethan from Rich. They had quite a drive to get here. Here's the finish for the girls. 5:11 for Susan. 5:14, big PR for Mae. 5:15 for Oaklie as well. 5:39 for Ruby, huge PR. And Clara, Sydney, Paige, Brooke, Chloe, and Emma. So overall, just great performances by the guys and the girls. We're going to start the second heat here. And this one is 6 flat to 7-minute mile. Now, a lot of these athletes, this is really... they're just kind of going off of what they've done in workouts. They've maybe done a time trial. They kind of know, I think I'm under 7 flat, but some of them are a little bit unsure. Can I hit that mark? And so we have Elle going out pretty hot there as well. You see some of the bibs, 131 versus 731. It was not Noah coming through there, a female athlete. But we'll hopefully get her name as she goes through next time. This is the first lap. 130 is 6 flat pace. And these guys are really moving. All of them under 7 flat pace for the first lap. And here we see it's a 2:53. That is under 6 flat pace. And here you can see 3 flat. That is 6 flat pace right here. A lot of these athletes going for that elusive 6-minute mile. They are halfway through, legs start to get heavy, and they are really driving right now, encouraging each other, help from teammates, but really just trying to focus on getting through that third lap, staying strong through that third lap, which is probably one of the most difficult laps in track and field. So here we have 3:35, so about 7:10 pace right there. They're still doing fantastic. Isaac coming through. He's going to be our last one for this lap 2. And then we'll see him come through for this lap 3. So Warren just out to a solid first few laps. He is right on 6 flat pace. Slowed down a little bit on that lap. Needed to be about 4:30 to hit 6 flat. But you know they're going to wind up. Nolan, also first time going varsity. That's for the guys 6:30. That's a huge accomplishment. For the guys, for Roadrunners, 6:30, and they get a new uniform. 7:30 and faster for the girls. Diesel also just having a fantastic race right here. We have a lot of others. Marshall really putting himself out there. Marshall, the younger brother of Maverick that's in. He is a sophomore on the Mountain View team, and he is one of the star runners. You see one of them there having a side ache. Sophie just coming back again from injury, but she is really running well. Had a great 800 meter in that recent time trial. And her dad is right there, the starter. Justin, he uses the clapper starter to get these races going and does a great job at getting them started, giving the athletes the instructions they need on how to start the race. Here we have the finish tape, and a great finish by Wolfpack. And we have Warren coming through as well. These guys have done so much of the work throughout the race. David Ridge and Dash Olson. Now here you can see Nolan coming in as well, just getting under that varsity time. Marvin Killian as well, Anders Gardner, and L. Clark. 6:20. We have Preston Baker, Diesel coming through, Noah as well. Here comes Lucy. Lucy sprained her ankle in a soccer game, but is just getting healthy again after that. But first race back, really first practice back. Anna Knudsen below the 7:30, getting varsity for the first time. That's a huge PR for her in the mile. We have Hazel Dance, younger sister, I believe, of Trevor Dance, who we saw in the last heat. Annalise Hamlin, just one of our fantastic runners. Again, for the girls, 7:30 and faster. That is the varsity cutoff time for these girls. And you can see Helen, the younger sister of Clara King, and continuing the great tradition in their family of just some fantastic performers. Here we have Banks coming in for the finish from Race Cats. Glad to have the Race Cats team joining us as well. And Isaac keeping that steady pace, passing a couple people, and really driving to the finish. Here we have Sophie finishing up as well. So great performance by Sophie, and then Harrison coming in for the strong finish, getting under 7:45, 7:43 for Harrison. All right, we're going to go to our next race now. This is going to be the third and final heat. We can see Angela Warren there announcing. She is a world-class announcer. She announces for several of the big races down in California, the triathlons and others. We're lucky to have her coming out and announcing for the group. You can see getting a little bit jumpy there. This is our third and final heat for the 1600 meter. And they're off. I think the biggest challenge with this age group is really having them pace. You can see they are flying on this first lap. They are sub 6-minute mile. This is a 6:40 mile split for that first lap. I mean, they are absolutely tearing up the track. Now, the challenge here, we'll see, their pace is going to slow a little bit, and that's what you see with some of the older, more experienced athletes, is they get that pacing down where it's more even laps or even negative splits where they start speeding up as they go. But, these young kids, they are just giving it their all. So fun to see them with the heart that they put out there, and just really inspiring. And here we have Lily. Lily had a massive PR today as well. I believe her sister Candace did as well. But just keep an eye on Lily and her time coming through the first lap at 2:17. Now here you can see the pace is slowed just a little bit. They're down to a 3:10, 3:11. That's a 6:22, 1600 meter. And here you can see them really getting into that pace, trying to hit that third lap, that very difficult third lap. All right, and here we have Abraham and Marcy, and here comes Tyler as well. Tyler really moving on that right at the 800. I think there's a lot of crowd there right at the 800, and so they are really inspired by those who are cheering for them. All right, here comes Eric. He's finishing up 2 laps. Rally. And Steele and William. Here's Candace as well, older sister to Lily. She had a great race in here. And some of our younger athletes. Here we can see Gatsby and Hannah. Hannah really working hard, trying to keep that good form. And Guy coming up. With Lily just trailing, trying to get that good draft off of Guy. Guy's providing just a fantastic, if she can get behind him, that's a great draft right there. All right, we've got our first runner coming through. This is going to be the end of the third lap. And Levi coming through. This is going to be pretty close to a 5. He's going to get way under that mark, you know, under 7 minutes right there. Really started out, you know, sub 6, about a 6:22. And then this last lap, you know, a little closer to 7, but I think he's going to be under 7 for sure. The fun thing with this is, you know, you get into one of these heats and you've been putting in some hard work. You just don't know what's going to happen. You kind of stay curious. You keep an open mind. You know, don't put limits on yourself. And I love it that these athletes do that. Some of them, it's just because of inexperience. They just don't know what their limits are. But others, they've raced and they still are curious when they get out there. And, you know, just if feeling great, just go for it, even if you have never run that fast before. Here we have Coach Betsy. She's going to be writing down some bib numbers as they cross. We'll show the final times here at the end and the age group category awards and finishes for each of the 2-year age categories. Now here comes Kianna. She's 6'14". She is going to be just over 8 flat. Now that's going to represent a massive personal best for Candace if she can keep it up. Just keep up that last lap. Now here we go, our first finisher coming through. All right, and 5:42, Levi Dennis with a strong finish. Now, these athletes, it's just so fun to, you know, coming down the home stretch, we have Muya, followed by Haley, both from Wolfpack, and Abraham with a 7:53, and Eleanor really just getting under that 7 flat, and Peter right at the 7 flat mark. So these guys, they were seated coming in over 7 flat, and they are right there or under it. Marcy with a 7:11 and Tyler coming in with a 7:15. Those guys are getting closer to that varsity standard. Even as elementary athletes, we typically see a lot of our varsity athletes, they get that 6:30 mark for guys or 7:30 mark for girls when they get into 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. But these guys are young and they are almost getting there. So great performance. We had a total today of 122 athletes run the mile. I believe it was 122. I'll have to check that. It might be, but just big groups over 3 heats, and just fantastic that they all came out here. And here we see Candace coming in. She really had a fast last lap. Now look at this, she is going to set a personal best of 8:11. Rally coming in there for the finish as well. So we'll go ahead and share a couple of the results just as these last finishers are coming in. We'll share some age group category awards just to see you know, how they place. A lot of these younger kids are racing with much older kids. We separate that out in the results website. It's rslts.run. You can go back and look at prior results and athlete statistics as well. So here they go. Here goes Gatsby with a strong finish, getting under 9 flat. And here goes Lily as well. We have the 9 to 10 male, 11 to 12 female, and then male. We'll scroll through these lists. Here's our 13-14 female, 13-14 male, and our 15-16 female, 15-16 male, 17-18 female. These are the youngest ones, 17-18 male, and 20-19 plus. It's impressive they can run the mile at that. And we're going to go on to the 100-meter dash here. And we'll have the youngest start first. This is our 100-meter straightaway that we're just going to try to start our race about every 15 to 20 seconds. So right after they finish, we'll start the next one and really try to get this moving through there. Scarlett with the victory, and Kianna right on her heels. We got our star Hannah King as well, one of our Roadrunners. So here they go. These are the youngest athletes. You can see they are really cooking here toward the finish line. The thing I love about some of the younger athletes is sometimes you see a little bit of weave as they are trying to stay in that lane. Here we had Marie on the outside, second place, a great finish. Yeah, that weave is, I think sometimes they look over and look at their competitor, just see, how they're doing respectively. It makes it a little harder for the timing, just because they sometimes finish in a different lane than they started. You can see 2 runners there in lane 5 currently, nobody in 7, so somebody came over. But there you can see Jonathan and William and Alan, just all with almost a photo finish there as well. And Wayne, we love Wayne. Wayne lost a shoe in a former track meet and just gave an iconic smile as he kept going, even though he had lost his shoe. He's such a fun young athlete. Okay, these old boys are getting older, and these guys are flying here. Here we have Winston for the win. Followed by Colt. So these guys were absolutely from Soelberg Track Club and from Cool Runnings. These are some of the elite sprint groups in Utah, and they've come down here. They, just know they've got excellent coaches that coach them, especially on the sprints, the jumps, and others. These guys are really serious. Okay, Marliano with the victory there. All right, starting the next heat here. We're just filling up the heats. Sometimes there are different ages in the same heat, but we sort that all out in the finished results, and we'll show those at the end. Here we have Margaret with the victory at about a 16.5, I believe, just eyeballing that. So great performance by Margaret. Okay, on lane 2, absolutely flying there, and also challenge from lane 8. We have Olivia. Oh, and a fall right at the finish line, but she gets up and finishes.
Good job.
Really impressed with that. Just so tough when you fall in one of those races. Just so proud of those athletes that just choose to get up and finish that race. And in this track meet, we love it when athletes, if they fall down, they're welcome to try another heat. A lot of times that's hard to do because they. Okay, so and Julian and Palmer with the boy and girl in that heat, so they just strong finish right at the end there for both of them, both victories for their gender in that race. You see a little bit of the weave there. These guys are doing a little bit better, getting back inside their lane. But here we have, this is Kingston with the victory. And Peter with a strong finish as well there. Aiden coming in strong. He got a 25 on the 100. So great job, Aiden there, finishing right at the end. These guys are absolutely flying. Lane 5. Easton with the victory, and Chet and Milo. Martzi coming in strong as well. So great 100-meter performance there. It looks like lane 3 out to a strong lead. And there we have Henry with the finish, but challenged by Ernsley in lane 8. Saw Grant McCall go right in front of the camera there. He is one of our newest Roadrunners. And here we have on the outside, that's Jax Bills with Helen on lane 8 for the females. Kenzie, strong finish as well. These athletes are absolutely flying. Now, this is one of my favorite heats here. How really couldn't really experience this from the video, but just the energy of the crowd as she's coming down here in lane 5. Absolutely electric there in the stadium. With Annika with a strong finish, 44 seconds. So fantastic performance by Annika there. And she is our only wheelchair athlete, but we did have another athlete, you'll have to watch for him, with a prosthetic leg, which is fantastic. We love it when athletes are coming out here. And Avaya with a first place finish there. Just absolutely blistering 100-meter time. Okay, it looks like we got the race, but it's lane 7 with Kay and Claire from Soelberg. It looks like that might be Nate Soelberg's daughter. Absolutely flying there with Kay and with Soelberg. Looked like a Soelberg daughter, probably the daughter of Nate Soelberg, former BYU track athlete. And here we have Emmy and Eden. Look at them run through the finish. They did a great job just not stopping or slowing down right there at the finish line, but just pushing right through to the end. This is the Cool Running Track Club with Malaiyha, and then we have 2 of her teammates with great performances there as well. We're going back to some of the boys for this next heat. With Cool Running in lane 3, that is Graham with the victory. It's lane 1 and 2. It is a dead heat there, and it looks like Michael and Deuce. Great performance by both of them. Right there driving at the end. We'll have to go back to the photo finish of that to get the actual results for that. And this looks like lane 8. That's Michael, followed by Briscoe. We had a total of 220 athletes run the 100-meter today. And Jessica with the win. This one's just 6 across, it looks like. This is going to be so close. Maybe Brooklyn took that one. We'll have to go back and review that one. All these fast Wolfpack girls there. This looks like lane 4. And that is Paxton, followed by Colson and Noah. Eli with a great time as well. This heat is absolutely flying. It is too hard to tell from right here. between lane 4 and lane 3, but it looks like Crew and Elijah, Noah maybe just a little bit behind, but a great finish there by the 3 of them. It looks like lane 7 for Cool Running, and that is Ryu with the victory. Now we're going to see some really special events coming up here. You know, they're in the blocks. They're just really flying. I think our fastest male today is sub 12 in the 11.5 range. And Miley with the victory there. Maybe got under 15, right at about 15 or so. Got our last few heats of the 100, and then we're going to shift over to the 50 meter. This is lane 3, and Kianna, followed by Olivia from Wolfpack. So Cool Running, followed by Wolfpack. And there's Kianna, she just ran the mile as well, doing the 100 meter. I love seeing these athletes trying all the different events. Now this looks like lane 8 with Aspen, followed by Holly. These guys are absolutely flying here. I believe this is our last heat. And this is 11 seconds by Jake, followed by Colt as well. And Hiram looking pretty excited for the performance there in his time. So let's go through these. The 9 to 10 female, 2009 male, and 10 male, 2011 to 12 female. See quite a few in that age category. 2011 to 12 male. And then we go 2013 to 2014 female. And we'll get down to the 2013, 2014 males. And the 2015, 2016 females. We're getting down to these younger athletes. 2015, 2016 male. And 2017, 28 female. 2017, 28 male. And then our 2019 plus female and male athletes. Now we're going to go on to the 50 meter dash here. This is just an exciting race here. We're going to, these athletes are lining up, 50 meters, a little bit of a weave there, but we've got our first athlete through at about 12 seconds or so. So great first heat. Here we go for our second one. We've just got 5 athletes in lanes 4 through 8. And this is Too Close to Call, Kaya versus London. And they congratulate each other. Good sportsmanship there. They are just working so hard. It looks like it's going to be lane 2 with Austin, followed by Matthew and Zion. So just great. Love these little kids doing the 50. We also have a few older kids that are just trying it out for the first time. Way to go, Jazz and Cal as well. Absolutely flying in lanes 6 and 8 by Gemma and Winston. There's Cash and Liam on the outside 8, lane 8. I missed his name, but great performances there in the 50 meter dash. And Kay and Colson and Jonah. This is lane 1, Holly, followed by Keegan. Here we go, Wolfpack with Hugo, followed by Eli. Eli with a great performance there in the 50. And here comes our last heat for the 50 meter. And we got Deuce and Cruz, Eden, Sterling, and Hannah. Here's our 50 meter results for the age categories. Most of the athletes are going to be our younger athletes in this one. The ones that, the 100 meters are just a little bit far for, but you can see some of the athletes did the 100 and the 50. Just another excuse to get out there and do another sprint event. We'll also have the 200 meter coming up later in the track meet, but now we go to the 400 meter dash. We'll get their start here. We're just going to waterfall this one and then come in to lane 1 as they cut into the finish. And there we saw Lawrence Arasso with a great performance. He's the younger brother of Sydney, and their family, mother ran track at BYU, and father was also a tennis player at BYU. So both athletes coming out of the collegiate scene with some fast kids coming up. The first heat is in the books here, and we're going to go on to the second heat for the 400 meter. Now this one, unfortunately, I got a low battery warning that I wasn't paying attention to. And when I ran over to check the camera was off. So unfortunately, we are going to miss the finish for this. But maybe somebody was standing in front of the camera anyway. So I'm not sure if that is the case. We will never know because it's not going to be recorded, unfortunately. But we'll hopefully get just a little bit of their starting line stance here. We did capture the results from this, but just not on the camera. So apologize for this heat. We'll go on to the next heat after the battery is swapped out. Okay, so they're getting ready, getting a little bit jumpy at the start. You can see Avaya, she is going to win it. She's in lane 1, but she was patient there at the starting line. You can see just that kind of the knowledge of how the starting line works. You can kind of tell athletes that have just a little bit more experience on the track. And Nick with a good PR as well. James with a strong finish there at the end. And here they come. 400 meters, just a brutal event. Just really locking up at the last and trying to keep that good form all the way to the finish line. But legs get heavy, and it's really tough that last 100 meters. Okay, on to our next heat. I love seeing those athletes just run out there. They are so excited to get on the line, get a good position. It's going to be a waterfall start. We're doing this because we had a little bit of a surprise this year. Again, about 800 athletes registered for this, and we typically expect about half of that show up at the meet. But a much bigger meet this year. Of course, we offer this one for free. And so it's something that just want to create this track and field community. Just a great experience for these athletes, and let as many of them race as we can. They're off to a clean start here. The track and field rules recently changed. If you only fall in the first 50 meters, they call it back. But Michael with the victory with a 109, followed by Davis And Kianna Taylor, a first female athlete from pool running. Indy with a strong finish at the end. Ellie with almost stumbled there at the end, managed to keep it together for a finish. Here we got Clara, Trevor, and Keegan. You've got a lot of these athletes that have already run the 1600 meter all out. And so they are not fresh for this 400, but that's just even more gutsy. Kianna with the victory, Paxton, followed by Hannah and Clara and Cannon. We got Keegan and Savannah. Sam and Madison there. Didn't quite get the bib of 178. Just got it there at the end. And there we have it. So here we go with the next heat here. Looks like Colt is missing his bib, but we'll see if we know Colt. So we'll see how Colt does in this one. He's one of our strong milers, just had a huge personal best in 1600 meters, as well as Ruby with a big 539 today in the 1600 meter. So both of them with just really strong performances. Here we have Aspen. Aspen for the victory at 101. That's an incredible time, followed by Holly. And here we have Colt without the big Ruby coming in. So the girls in this heat really coming through strong. Whenever you get close to that 62nd for a guy or a girl, I mean, that is just, at this age, that's a fantastic time. And great performances. I'm just so impressed. These athletes, multiple events throughout the day. And Lily with a strong finish there as well. All right, now we're off. This is for the next heat. We're going to use lanes for this one. This is the 400 meter. Yeah, these guys, we're just going to do the last few just in lanes. Just give them some experience with block starts or coming up to the line. Stagger and then be able to run that. It's kind of challenging to run with a stagger because you've really got, you can, if you're in lane 1 or 2, you've got the tighter turn, you can see the people in front of you, and it can feel a little bit daunting when somebody's in lane 8 and so far ahead in the beginning. All right, so here are the 400 meter age group classification rank for 2-year age categories. See, Colt finished at the top there. We had that 108, okay, from Kianna. We have a 108, all right, there as well. We had the 116, Soelberg Track Club. Another 114 here, Cool Running. And Wolfpack, 131 for the 2017-18. And then for the males, 113, Brooks, Parodi. All right, 2019 female, 145, and then for the male as well, 245. So here we go for the 800 meter. This is Angelina Alder and battling a lot of these other guys that are here in the race and girls. She is a 4:57 mile from Nike Indoor Nationals. She's going to try to put up a fast 800 meter time. Potentially run it at Nike Outdoor Nationals, but see if she can get a good qualifying time. Our top athlete here, unfortunately about 100 meters later here, ran in with it to a spectator who was on the track and went down. And so he's actually going to run in the next heat as well. He's going to run in the a next heat, and after a little bit of recovery, and see if he can post a little faster time. So Angie coming in. This is the 800 meter, and she runs a 2:20. A little bit slower than she ran a a week or so ago from the time trial. Mae and Charlie with strong performances as well. Susan in there, give them the congratulations. So great performance on the 800 meter. Just absolutely flying. 230 is a 5-minute mile. Here they're 249, 250, 245 is about a 5:30 mile pace. David Ridge coming through at 255. All of these athletes under a 6-minute mile pace if they were to keep that up for a 1600. Of course, the 800 is a much different race. It's a very gutsy race. Here we go with Heat 2 for the 800 meters. We're off to a great start. And here we have Eli leading the way for the first lap. And this is a 1:18. Eli is absolutely flying right around, that's about a 5:12 mile pace right there for Eli. Sister of one of the BYU Jonah, I think Jonah maybe did the most events out of almost anybody today. You see Jonah in almost all of the races here, as well as Lily as well. I love it, just their excitement for coming out here and getting after in these races. Now, this heat, we have Kathleen from Wolfpack with a 246 800 meter. And here we go, we have Oaklie, finish Briscoe. And followed by Oliver and Warren getting into that 3-flat. Elias, Eli, and Moses. L with a 304. Peppino with a 306. Haley, right there, a 309. And Audrey there to 312. Strong to the finish. And here we have Grace. Grace with a strong finish. As well as coming into the finish line. Just getting under right around that 7-flat mile pace for the 800. Lily and Jonah. Lily with a great last lap there. And Jonah keeping it going. See if we can get him pretty close to 4-flat, 401, 402. Here is our third heat. Have fun, Jonah! Alright, and we have Noah. Noah, of course, won that first heat, but, he was really hit that spectator at 500 meters in, went down, and still finished that race. But coming back here in the third heat. They're coming to their final lap of the 2-lap race. Cody coming in about a 205. This is Cody to get number 4-flat. There is Eden. Eden is absolutely trimming on the afterburners there. Noah coming in for a 248. Followed by Simon. And we've got Oliver. Oliver just under 3 minutes. So great performance by Oliver coming all the way from Idaho. And here we have Ezra. Ezra Garfield followed by Dean and Lawrence. Lawrence and then Henry Warren, son of Angela Warren, who's announcing for us today. We have Calvin and Solomon. and Victoria. Frankie, I'm not sure which one that was. Gus and Emmeline coming in. Jonathan and goes Emma maybe. Rally. Hazel coming into the finish, almost there. Getting under that 4 flat. That would be an 8-minute mile pace. Have our last 2 finishers coming in for the 800. We'll switch over to the 200 meter after this one, and then followed by that we will have our sprint medley relay, which will be a 100, 100, 200, 400. Eden coming into the finish here, finishing strong with a 430. One more athlete coming here. Wasn't sure if she was going to finish, Hannah, but she's getting some good encouragement from her dad and Coach Betsy, and she processed. Great job. I'm really proud of you for finishing that race. Here are the age category times. We had Vince 235. Here we have Mae 224. We have Charlie with a 224 as well. Angie with her 220, fastest one for the day. We have Jordan with a 235 from Wolfpack. Frankie with a 330 from Wolfpack. Elijah 250. Emmeline 336 from Rich. And then Lawrence with a 315. Here's our 200 meter. I'm just going to catch the end of each of these. We weren't able to catch the start.
All the fun sports that's happening in track too.
We do have the times for those. I wasn't able to synchronize it to the video. You can't see the starter down the runway or hear them. Second heat for the 200 meter. And our third heat for the 200 meter. Let's catch the finish line of each of these. Start lane 4. Kianna. For victory. And we have Olivia. We do have a little bit of a tailwind coming on that backstretch. We got a little wind picked up a little bit in the afternoon or in the late morning here. Absolutely flying here. We have Winston with the victory. And Lawrence coming in second place. Henry and Ainsley with almost a photo finish there at the end. And there goes Jax. Jax absolutely flying in this one, followed by Kianna. Great work, Marvin. I think it's Marvin on the outside. He was pretty close there. Here we have Goose. And by lane 8, you can catch his name right off that tag, but from Wolfpack. Here we go, Michael with the victory. Lane 8. Looked like almost a photo finish for second place there between Blake Cannon and another athlete in, I think it's lane 1. We have Hudson and Lewis and Juan. He said his name is, I think pronounced Juan instead of Juan, but that's great. It was a great performance there for the last few athletes. Maximus and Ryu. Strong performances. And Jonah, again, one of our athletes who just tries about every event out there. And here we have Aspen, followed by Amber and Sophia and Brianna. Giving each other some congratulations, great performances there. We're going to see these athletes up on the high school scene very shortly. We have our 2019 with a 30, 2009, 10, 25.9, female 27.68 by Aspen. Here we have 2011, 2012 Ryu, 27 seconds. We have a 29.47 by Kianna. And Michael with a 28.92. We have Olivia with a 31.1. Jax with a 30.88. And Sky with a 44. And Winston with a 34. Okay, now on to our sprint medley relay. This is going to be 100 meter, 100 meter, 200, and 400. The 100 meter, they're going to start first. Now here comes the 200 meter leg. This is Oaklie Rohatinsky coming in to hand off to Susan Hedengren. And we are going to see Susan put on the absolute afterburners here. I believe that is, she hit probably a 62 second on her last lap, which would represent a personal best for her. She's not even wearing spikes here. She's wearing her trainers and absolutely flying. Getting chased down by Trevor, but Susan holds him off in a 2:01 high to a 2 low. And Tatum finishing up for the girls. Wolfpack, Lincoln, and Summer. Summer barely getting Lincoln right at the end. And Jordan barely getting Okay, well, great performance there by the athletes in the sprint medley relay. So we're going to go through just the overall results today, and these are going to be actually we'll do another heat of the sprint medley relay. We'll have like 3. Check this out, I think it's 3. But here we have our Ruby coming in to hand off to one of our rich athletes, Briscoe, and then Hudson. So we'll see between Briscoe and Hudson who can close fastest on that last lap. And they stayed their lane for just the first lap. And then after the exchange, they cut into lane 1. And it looks like Hudson came out on top here from Rich. It's a 2 teams from Rich, mostly composed of Rich athletes, with the exception of a couple of Roadrunners thrown in there. But great performance here in this Heat 2 of the Sprint Medley Relay. And here we have Clara from Soelberg Track Club. And Oliver coming in from Wolfpack. And here comes Hazen from Rich. So 3 teams from Rich. Here's our third and final heat. And it is a clean start. Diesel battling out Brienne. And there they go, almost a collision there in the exchange zone, but they got it off and are off for that 400 meter.
Nice job, Rich! Good job, Rich!
And here they come to the finish, battling out 2 Wolfpack girls, Hannah and let's see, that's I don't know the other thing. Oh, almost a collision there. Logan barely avoiding a disaster right at the finish line.
Let's cheer home! We're almost there! Nice work, Rich!
Penny with the finish for Rich. Third and final heat. And that's going to wrap up the Roadrunner Track Meet. We are going to review some of the field events, give out a couple of awards as well. And let's review the overall for the 1600 meter. This is all the heats combined for the male and the female. This is results.run. This is rslts.run without the vowels there in results. And we're just going to review the overall for 1600 meter, 100 meter, 50 meter, and then we'll go on to the 400. Couple mispunch times there, but those go away when you select male or female. So Maximus under 60, and also Aspen really close there to that 60 mark as well. We have Angie there in the 800 meter with the fastest time for the day. Here we have the 200 with the 25.94 and a 27.68 by Aspen again. All right, and then we have sprint medley relay for the male and the females, although I think there were some mixed teams there. Here's high jump. Here we have Ezra, let's see, Ezra on top, tied, top 3 tied there. And then javelin. We have the male and the female. So absolutely fantastic throws there for those athletes. Here we have a long jump as well, with Jake on top and Sydney on top from Wolfpack.